question for today is, can a woman be the first to express interest? We want to explore the traditional norms and the societal norms that we have been kind of been given and we've associated ourselves with for some time. I'm not talking about pursuing a man. I'm not talking about whether a woman should hound him, harass him, show up at his work, everywhere he hangs out, she needs to roll up there. That is not what I'm talking about. What I'm addressing is it okay for a woman to, even in subtle ways, to express interest? I think of making the first move, and it is very nerve-wracking. I think of what it took for me to be with my husband. I was pastoring at the church, and I'm still pastoring at that church, and I saw him at one of my members' homes, and I was like, oh my gosh, who is this beautiful Black man sitting here? and then I had to go through the long process of, oh my goodness, he sees me as a pastor, this kind of thing. How do I get him to see me as someone dateable, accessible, like where he can actually talk to me, where he can actually, and I'm telling you guys, I had to make the first move. Do you hear me? I had to make the first move. There were certain things that I had to do to let him know, like, hey, if you're feeling me the way I'm feeling you, it's okay to pursue me. And there were some days when I thought to myself, oh my goodness, what this is requiring of me is just way too much. You can imagine being in a leadership role and someone may be interested, but they're looking at me like, okay, why would she be interested in me? How could she be interested in me? Does she even notice me? All this kind of stuff. So yeah, I had to give some hints. I don't even think it was hints, you guys. I think I had to pretty much be just short of like, pursue me. No, not that drastic. But number one, I remember having to let him know, like, hey, you can call me Deidre. Everyone's calling me pastor, but I remember having to say to him, like, hey, call me pastor. Save my number in your phone as this. Here's my personal line. I mean, my goodness, like those are little hints that are like, hey, it's okay if you're interested to make the next move, to take the next step. Making the first move can also be you letting it be known, like, hey, you want to grab lunch sometime, or do you want to if you're going to a concert, like, hey, you want some company? So you're not coming off flat and saying like, oh yeah, I want you. No, I mean, but there are some men that when they look at you, they're just like, I had no clue that you were interested at all. Why? Because we're trying to save face. We're trying to protect ourselves. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to be rejected. But can we find ways of letting it be known that we are open to being pursued? Note, I am not saying pursue him. I'm saying let it be known that you are available, not desperate, available. One of the other things that I know that I had to do to make it be known that, listen, I am not just a pastor. I am a single woman who is very much interested in dating. I didn't feel like I was falling apart, falling to pieces or anything like that. But I'm like, look, if you're interested, like, hey, I'm open. So I couldn't let it be that every time he saw me, I was in a full suit. I had to wear things that were nice and flattering and, and easy on the eyes. I had to laugh with him. And if I saw him in a space, like, my church is very big. If I saw him in a space, I had to be intentional about going over to him and saying hi and smiling and just being myself, not coming across like, very stuffy and very stiff and very, I had to loosen up and just have an inviting presence. So can you make the first step? Absolutely. You want to do it in a way that is not going to be overwhelming. You want to do it in a way that is not going to be, coming across too strong. But I would say, ladies, it's okay to warm up to the idea that he has no clue that you're interested, and it may be high time for you to express some interest. So you will feel empowered. You will feel amazing when he bites the bait and he's like, oh, she is interested in me. I had no idea. You will feel happy when you are being pursued by him. So once you made the first step in letting it be known that you're okay and open to being pursued, then yeah, you stand back and let God do his thing. You stand back and let that brother pursue you and get those dates rolling and those kinds of things. But I'm very much persuaded, because it happened in my context, that sometimes, ladies, you have to make the first step. All right. I would love to know your comments, your comments and your thoughts. And you guys, let's stay on this journey together. Feel free to subscribe, and so we can keep learning and growing together. Give yourself some grace. We are on a journey. See you next time.